History at the Kentucky Derby. Knicks and Sabres are rolling right now in the playoffs. Yankees and Braves are out to an MLB best start, identical records as we do this live on a Thursday afternoon. And the Mother 11 5K coming up this weekend. We will talk with our buddy Mark Mulholland. We will talk with Buffalo Sabres assistant coach Seth Appert. Many of you know the name from his 11 years at RPI. And the NCAA Tournament is expanding to 76 teams. It's Ash, it's Chris. We've got breaking news on this Thursday afternoon on the other side of this as we get going.
This is Onorato and Miller, sponsored by Alpen House.
All right, Ash, we will get to that incredible Kentucky Derby. Cherie DeVoe, the Saratoga Springs native, the first female trainer ever to win the Derby, and some news on her horse, Golden Tempo, and their plan as a team for what comes next for that Derby winning horse. We will definitely see him in Saratoga for the Belmont. We'll tell you where we won't see him, but this is where we start.
And now, Dirty, Difficult, and Done. Sponsored by Performance Industrial.
Bill Miller's great squad at Performance Industrial. Never a job too dirty or too difficult for them to get it done. Aaron Rodgers is reportedly not done. This just out Thursday afternoon that the 42-year-old quarterback is expected to return to the Steelers for the 2026 season. Of course, the head coach there, Mike McCarthy, they had 13 years together, I think, in Green Bay. So a reunion of sorts. Rodgers played pretty well with Pittsburgh, losing the playoff game, but he'll turn 43 in December of this year during that 2026 season and back for more. What do you think?
I think he's old, but he's not older than you. So he's not that old. So it's not a knock on age, just a knock on age for an NFL player. It's not surprising, I don't think. I think when McCarthy went there, it was sort of like, oh, well, this means Rodgers is going to be back. And that was, I feel like the overwhelming thought was, yes, Rodgers will be back because McCarthy is there. It just makes sense. Even if it's just a stopgap year, Rodgers' final season, it seems logical for the Steelers to do that at quarterback. And whether it's you go after somebody in the draft or you bring somebody in to give him a little bit of competition and for him to mentor, however he might mentor or not mentor, you just set somebody up and make a plan for next year. I don't really think it's about this year necessarily, but it gives you a decent shot to win.
Yeah, I'm with you. Not a real surprise here that he's coming back, given the ties with Mike McCarthy and, you know, the Steelers not getting maybe what they want or thought they could get in the draft, right? There was a lot of link to the Steelers and a guy like Ty Simpson. He went 13th overall to the Rams. So, yeah, I think this makes sense for everybody involved. Rodgers wants to keep playing. Okay. The Steelers need a quarterback. And again, I think he played pretty well. Here's what Rodgers did in 2025. He doesn't turn the ball over.
Yeah,
I mean, he just never has his entire career. Only 7 interceptions in 16 games, 24 touchdowns. He's not going to light the world on fire. But I think he brings real stability at that position for a Steelers team in a division, Ash, that I think is really up for grabs here. I'm not saying Pittsburgh is going to win the thing, but Baltimore inspire a lot of confidence. Not for me right now. Cincinnati, to me, is the front runner in that division. And so if you're Pittsburgh looking at it, like, hey, we could go win this division, given the way it currently stands.
It's winnable. Burrow has not been healthy. It just feels like that division, what we thought might be one of the better divisions in football, last year was so underwhelming for the most part. So yeah, I think you're right. I think it's really up for grabs. And if you put those stats up and took the name off of, the graphic, and you said to most head coaches, these are the numbers, what do you think?
Can you win?
I'll take my chances.
Yeah.
That's decent. I'll take my chances.
Here's what's on the Steelers roster for quarterback. They drafted Drew Aller, the kid from Penn State. They have Mason Rudolph. They have Will Howard.
There are options. I don't know that Howard's really gotten a fair shake anywhere yet, so it's not that he's done. Mason Rudolph, you know what you're getting with him. He's a backup who you probably don't want to make more than 2 starts a year. You don't want him being your guy. But Drew Aller obviously is a guy who's going to need some development, and I think Will Howard would be interesting enough if Rodgers were to go down injured.
Yeah. All right, our performance industrial dirty difficult done here with Aaron Rodgers reportedly not done and coming back to the Pittsburgh Steelers. How about this from over the weekend? Still a great story. The first female trainer, Asht, to win the Kentucky Derby from Saratoga Springs, Cherie DeVoe.
And you just did a story on her last year.
Yeah.
I was just coming off a conference that was an all-female women's conference for education. And I'm at the airport on my way home and watching this on the screen. And I thought, this is kind of funny, or it feels kind of fate-like. I just spent the whole week with a bunch of really incredible, intelligent, strong, groundbreaking women, and then you look up and you see this happen, and it was like, well, this is kind of just like the cherry on top of a really cool experience.
Wow.
So I texted my superintendent that, hey, this seems pretty cool. So yeah, congrats for her. I love this. I know we talk about it every time, the first female to do something. And here's the deal. There are a lot more females in the sport of horse racing than people know when it comes to jockeys, exercise riders, grooms, assistant trainers. There aren't a ton of lead trainers. Everyone knows the name Linda Rice. Now they know the name Cherie DeVoe. And that's a Triple Crown race right there. And it's the race everyone wants to win. I just thought it was so cool. It was so moving. Even the Jose Ortiz interview after it was moving, it was very emotional. And the pure joy. I've watched that reaction of Cherie and her best friend probably a dozen times, maybe more, because it's one of those moments that just is really, it's really heartwarming to watch over and over someone's life change in an instant. And that is what happened.
Well, a few years ago, Jenna Antonucci won the Belmont, and now you get Cherie DeVoe winning the Derby, the Preakness still to be checked off. Oh, speaking of the Preakness here, Golden Tempo's going to...
As in, cut out of their plans.
Yeah. Going to skip the Preakness. It's now only a week away. You get 2 weeks between the Derby and the Preakness. Tough turn. And so they're going to point Golden Tempo towards Belmont at Saratoga on June 6th. That's a 5-week layoff, which is certainly more in line with what would maybe be considered normal for some of these racehorses. 23-1 to win the Derby. Considering the field for the Preakness probably would have been favored to win the Preakness.
Nobody's coming back to run that.
But choosing, maybe what's in the best interest of the horse in terms of also longevity to win some of the bigger races down the line, like Belmont, Travers, Breeders' Cup. And I know Cherie was asked this week. She's been everywhere. The Today Show, Dan Patrick, she's been everywhere. What's the next big race for her to win? She said Travers. Skipped right over the Belmont. Hadn't even made a decision on the Preakness yet, and she's like, Travers.
Well, she's from Saratoga, which is funny because it's just historically you don't. The last 3 years, yes, it's Saratoga, but the Belmont is not a classic Saratoga race, so it's not one that you would think would be on her checklist. The Kentucky Derby is on everyone's checklist, and then the Belmont becomes on your checklist when you've already, you're going for a Triple Crown. But that's not the way it's going to work out this year, and I think it's cool. Maybe she will enjoy the Belmont more because it's in Saratoga, in her hometown. As opposed to if it were in Belmont, yeah, I'm sure she would want to win it, but it would certainly mean more winning it in Saratoga and then setting yourself up to do Dandy Travers as it goes. And yes, anything in Saratoga, I have to imagine is on the bucket list.
And are we playing up the Saratoga thing with Cherie too much? Maybe. Spent a lot of her life in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
She now lives in Kentucky. But still, her brother's a great rider at the Saratoga Harness racetrack. The family is well known in the area, and she's here every summer anyway, right? So
I get it. There are plenty of jockeys who maybe, if horse racing were not part of their lives, would not have grown up in Saratoga Springs or called it home base, but she does. So
yeah, good stuff. And Jose edging out Irad. I mean, my gosh, how good!
So
how
and
good!
What ride? I mean, back of the pack to front of the pack, incredible ride outside. Just it was so good.
Yeah, if you somehow have not yet seen the video of Cherie watching the race, reacting to the win, it's all over social media. Go find it. You really can't miss it. That's for sure. Oh, by the way, happy anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary to you.
May 7th.
I had so many people today on Thursday, our anniversary, text me who I would not have expected to, or like walk down the hall and be like, happy anniversary. And I'm like, this is so strange because nobody knows when anyone else's anniversary is until you post it on social media, and then News Channel 13 reshares it, and now the whole world knows, which is nice. It's been nice to get the happy anniversaries from everyone.
Yeah. This is how we spend it sometimes.
Separated.
Yes.
I laughed. Your mom texted, I hope you do something really nice to celebrate, or whatever she said today. And I was like, we're not going to see each other for a single second today. No. So you got out of bed and said goodbye to me at what time? 3 o'clock in the morning. And that you woke me up to say goodbye. I will wake you up when I get home around 8:30 or 9 o'clock tonight to say happy anniversary again. Good night. And that'll be that.
That will be the day. Yeah, exactly. I left the house. You were asleep. You'll come home. I'll be asleep.
Getting old and being an adult, great.
Yeah. 5 years, baby. I love you.
5 years. I love you too. I know everyone I've asked has said, or everyone who has asked has said, oh, what anniversary is this? I think they're expecting like 10 or whatever. And I'm like 5. They're like, that's it. And I'm like, why do you make it sound like so bad? We've been together for a long time, but married for 5.
Yeah.
COVID wedding.
Exactly. Yep. Had to wait through COVID a little bit. All right. Let's take a break here. Knicks and Sabres, as I said at the top, are rolling through the playoffs. The Knicks have made history in these NBA playoffs in terms of the way they're winning. We're going to talk with Sabres assistant coach Seth Appert coming up a little bit later on in the show. We've got the Marcellus MVP of the month for the month of April. And we will talk with our buddy Mark Mulholland ahead of the Kelly's Angels Mother 11-5K coming up on Mother's Day morning. We're back right after this on O&M.
Days like this don't happen by accident. They happen on a tracker. Alpenhaus Boats, Route 30 in Amsterdam.
Maybe this journey you're on has a purpose much greater than yourself. A purpose that goes beyond the field, the court, the gym. A crown awaits those who never give up. It's your time to dream again, to claim victory, and rise up. So what are you waiting for? It's time to rise. Claim your crown.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
All right, Ash. A lot of waiting has happened among Knicks and Sabres fans. Sabres are into the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs for the first time since 2007.
Mhm.
And we know the Knicks haven't won an NBA title since the 70s. With the Celtics out of the way now,
Mhm.
it just feels like it puts more pressure on the Knicks. And again, we're doing the show live on a Thursday. They will play Friday night in Philadelphia, but they're up 2-0. So
I
they
think that-
didn't relax after the shakeup of Philadelphia and Boston. Took care of business at home and a 2-0 series lead, and they've won 5 straight games in these playoffs going into that game 3 in Philadelphia now. And this is the history this franchise made: 3 straight wins of 25 points or more. They've been blowing people out. Jalen Brunson has been getting it done. Karl Anthony Towns has popped. He's been consistent, and he had a triple-double against Atlanta. So they've got it going right now. And I don't know. I mean, who scares you? They're up 2-0 on Philly. You've got Cleveland and Detroit in the other series. I'm not saying they're a shoo-in to get to the finals, but there's nobody that scares you where you're like, oh, we can't beat them.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're set up. When we talked about it clearly, I said, who do you think? And I said, if it's anyone, it's the Celtics. Well, just kidding. They took a bow out early on.
Yeah.
But with that said, I think I would still have said, like, that would have been the team that would have scared me in the East, and now they're out. So now I think the path has been paved for the Knicks to potentially get to the finals. I don't think it's that crazy because the Pistons don't scare me, nor do the Cavs.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Detroit-Cleveland series. I do think it'll be really good. Detroit had to respond. They were down 3-1 to the Magic.
Got to win 3 straight. That was impressive.
And Cleveland's got a lot to like if Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley show up consistently, right? You kind of know what you're going to get from Mitchell, mostly know what you're going to get from Harden. If those bigs show up against Detroit, that I think that'll be a fun series.
Yeah.
Okay, Knicks fans, it's great when the Garden is good.
But you're right. They're going to – fans, more so even than the team, I think, will start to, clench and tense up and feel that pressure. I don't know that the Knicks will, nor I don't know that they should. They're playing so well. Like, just keep it going. Whatever. You're potentially set up. You're playing great. Yeah.
OG Anunoby's got a little bit of a hamstring to deal with here, so we will see how quickly he can get back into action here. How about an NBA Finals matchup you want to see? What is it?
I mean, I would love to see New York OKC just because I think they're the team to beat. They've got star power. I love SGA, but the Spurs too. I don't know. And either of those two teams are so much fun. But yeah, I'd love for it to be New York just because it makes it more interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to go Knicks Spurs here because Wemby at the Garden in the finals.
Who is matching up with him from New York? You can ask Towns to do that because that probably makes the most sense, but it's probably not going to go well.
Yeah, Mitchell Robinson's got 6 fouls to use off the bench if you want.
And that'll be it. Just go hack him.
He's got to get through Rudy Gobert first. Gobert was a nightmare for Jokic in the first round. And that series, San Antonio, Minnesota, through 2 games is 1-1. So San Antonio will win that series, even though Anthony Edwards is back sooner than expected. Spurs will win that series. I will be rooting for San Antonio in the West. I'll be rooting for the Knicks in the East just because, as you said, it makes life more interesting. So give me interesting. Jay, I met for the first time a couple weeks ago in Glens Falls at Wingfest. It's been way too long, years. I should have met him long before that. And he said to me then, you know what I love about your show? Sometimes it just finds me. It pops up on social media. I see the News Channel 13 has gone live, and I find it. So, Jay, thank you for checking in and being able to
The algorithm is working.
Yeah, you got that right. All right, a little more NBA to do here.
It's time for the MVP of the month, sponsored by Marcella's Appliance Center.
Johnny Marcella, Nick Matalone. This is for the month of April, the Marcella's MVP of the month. It's going to LeBron James. No Luka Doncic, mostly no Austin Reeves, and LeBron at 41 wills the Lakers to a first-round series win over the Houston Rockets, albeit without Kevin Durant for the most part.
Like, I think that's going to be people's thing. Like, but who cares? Nobody. I don't think anybody gave the Lakers a shot in that series. And I think when it was first announced that Durant wasn't going to play, it was kind of like, oh, well, now maybe. But then you think, no Luka, not a lot of Reeves, then maybe not. Yeah. Look at those numbers.
The numbers.
Those are ridiculous.
And I get it. He's not scoring 30 a night the way he has in the past. But just the way he affects the game offensively, still defensively, the way he moves at his age, what he's physically able to do on a basketball court, we've never seen anything like it. They're not going to beat the Thunder. In fact, it might be a sweep. Yeah. But for the month of April, I think what LeBron was able to do, again, without Doncic and mostly without Reeves, pretty special to knock out the Houston Rockets. And this might be it for him, right? I mean, when the Lakers eventually go down 3-0 or 3-1, which they will, maybe we'll start talking like, okay, is LeBron done? And this will bleed into the summer, into free agency. But it probably, if I'm the Lakers, if I'm JJ Redick, I get that it's not a perfect fit between LeBron and Luka, but given what LeBron is still able to do, it would be awfully difficult to just let him leave.
Right. Try to keep him. Yeah, I think so too. And if you can get healthy seasons out of Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves, I think it's pretty close to it's not a big three, but it's close.
Yeah. My buddy Matt Torres, by the way, he was an Ithaca buddy of mine. Intramural talk maybe here from Matty.
Sweatband?
Played football for the Bombers, so he's got much better feet than I do. But his kids are super athletic too, so it's passed on in the family. And maybe a Siena lacrosse player. Maybe we'll break the news when that comes. All right, so LeBron, the Marcella's MVP of the month. We got a little more to do here. We'll get to our guests. Ash will have to dip out here at some point. She's working hard deep into a Thursday night. But Ash, let's take a break here real quick on O&M. When we come back, we'll get into the NCAA tournament, officially now expanding to 76 teams, both the men and the women. What do I always say, Ash? More doesn't mean
better.
But is it necessary now with these power conferences as large as they are? We're back in a minute.
At Marcella's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on for cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair. You can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
You can feel it starting. Longer days, warmer nights, and you're already thinking about that first trip. Just pack up, hit the road, and see where it takes you. The best memories aren't planned, they just happen. So when the season kicks off, we'll make sure you're ready. During our spring camping kickoff, bring home a brand new travel trailer for only $127 a month.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alphen House.
All right, back on O&M here. The NCAA tournament expanding to 76 games. Do you need to run?
No.
All right. So this is now official. It was talked about all of last week as well. We did it on the show last week. 64 went to 68, and we all saw this coming. Eventually, it's going to grow a little bit. I guess I would say 76 is better than, you're good at math. What do I need? 84 to make it no play-in games, everybody into the pool at once?
Well, I thought we would have to have a square root. But I don't know that that's right either. You'd have to go 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64 times 2 for nobody to play like. Yeah. So you're not going to get there. So there has to be some sort of play-in that doesn't involve everyone.
Okay.
Because 64 times 2 is 128, and we're not playing with that many teams.
And this is now a monster play-in we've got here. So even though we're adding 8 teams, all of those 8 are going into the play-in,
right,
if you will.
We still end up with 64 in the real tournament.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, so we will go from 76 to 64.
So we've got 12 teams in the play-in, if I'm doing math correctly.
Yeah, exactly. And they'll still be played on Tuesday and Wednesday night before the real thing starts on Thursday. We'll just have multiple sites. It won't only be Dayton.
Although I was trying to think, some of those play-in teams take the spot of the 64, so I'm trying to do things in my head to see, like, if that's the extra team. I don't know how that's all going to work, but I'd have to read about it more, and I haven't.
Aside from all the math, is this the right move? Is this necessary?
It's not necessary. None of it's necessary. It's all about the money for them. But listen, I don't hate the idea of getting teams involved that are like the little guys, but we've got the little guys.
Yeah, but they're not. This move is only made because a team like Auburn this year didn't get in, because you've got these power conferences that are so big.
Yeah.
But, go ahead.
I think it's also to account for a team like Miami of Ohio, who, if by some crazy act they don't win their conference tournament, it allows you to put a second mid-major from a small conference in. It allows for those things to happen versus, like, and it will allow for more of the big teams too, but it also allows for more of the little guys who are like good but don't run the table and win their conference tournament.
Okay, but Miami of Ohio was in anyway. They got in anyway.
I know, but there are going to be other teams that are similar to that who don't go undefeated, and you think like, oh, well, maybe they'd be good enough to a 2-loss team in a whatever conference. Not the MAC or the American East. That's not going to happen. But some other conferences that are smaller, it allows room for that.
Yeah, I think there was so much talk about Auburn specifically this year. They didn't win enough. They had no quality wins. And so, unfortunately, what I always say here is, which is what I said about the college football playoff, just because you get more basketball in this case, or football, where we've seen blowouts in that playoff, doesn't mean we're getting better or more good basketball. And we're not going to. We're going to get the play-in games might be competitive, but ultimately I don't know that you're going to see a lot of teams from that group make deep runs consistently to kind of warrant the expansion here. And on the women's side, while it has become more competitive and sort of more balanced, the blowouts in the first round are ridiculous. We are going to get bloodbaths in the first round of the women's tournament by adding more teams that just simply do not deserve to be there. Or I don't like the word deserve. They just don't match up with the rest of the competition.
It's too hard in women's basketball. The parity is not there yet. It's more competitive, but you know this. Like, you don't get blowouts unless it's like a 16-1 or a 15-2 in the men's game, and sometimes you get competitive games. Yeah. You're not getting that ever. You might not even get that between a 10-7. Like, you might get a 30-point game with a 10-7. It's just the parity is not there. And I like that there are going to be student athletes on the women's side who are getting a chance to be on that stage for one game or whatever it is. Fine. Who does it hurt? Nobody. But there are always, we say this all the time, there are always going to be teams that don't make it in. Like Auburn gets in now, but then the gripe will be for the other team who doesn't get in.
Right. Seton Hall at 18-14. We should be the 6th Big East team. Why? Now, you have covered the first 4, and I agree with you. If this gives more athletes kind of the opportunity, the experience, cool. You've covered the first 4. Did that feel like the NCAA tournament?
You want me to answer honestly?
Yes.
No.
There's nobody in the building, right?
Well, there were people in the building. But the difference going from Dayton to Orlando,
good,
or the first game that they played in, UAlbany against Florida,
yep,
was level, like exponential. The difference was exponential. So while the pomp and circumstance of it all and the warm-ups, like, the walkthroughs and the media avails, all of that felt like the NCAA tournament, the game itself didn't feel like the NCAA tournament.
Yeah. And that's kind
of... It probably feels like it more on TV, but in person it didn't feel as much.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Our Yanks and Braves are out to an MLB best 26-12 start here.
Mm-hmm.
Yanks got a win on Thursday to wrap up that series against the Rangers. And Atlanta has been maybe the best team all year, record-wise here, 26-12. I am more than surprised with Atlanta's start.
You were not super positive after last year.
Ton of injuries, right? I mean, Strider, Schwellenbach, Waldrop, Acuna has been in and out of the lineup. Ton of injuries. Sean Murphy still isn't playing. And a sizable lead in the NL East because the rest of the division's been awful.
They stink.
Although the Phillies firing Rob Thompson and now Don Mattingly, they've got that thing figured out in Philadelphia all of a sudden. But the Yanks here, no Garrett Cole, no Carlos Rodon, and winning a lot of games, Ash.
Yeah, listen to that. It's been, I think we've both been pleasantly surprised. In 26-12, let's be clear, we're not like setting records, but it's not 500, which is great. What?
And the Dodgers aren't on this graphic.
I get it. Yeah, it's only our 2 teams, which is excellent. I always worry a little bit about you bring people back and you disrupt a little bit of a good thing, but hey, bring them back as soon as you can and let's see what happens.
Yeah. Run that risk when you get there. Yeah. All right, I'm going to let you dip out, Ash. I know you've got a night ahead of you work-wise. So Ash will dip out. We will check in with our 2 guests on this week's show. First up, Buffalo Sabres assistant coach Seth Appert. Buffalo in the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, Eastern Conference side of things against the Montreal Canadiens after knocking out the Boston Bruins. And then we'll talk with our buddy Mark Mulholland, Kelly's Angels Mother Lovin' 5K coming up on Mother's Day morning, the 14th annual 5K for that great organization. Ash, I will see you when you wake me up later on tonight.
Sounds great.
All right. We're back right after this on O&M.
As Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on for cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair. You can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
Nothing better than a chance to unwind at the end of the day. And a Wellness Spa can turn your home into the perfect place to relax, catch up, and enjoy a few quiet moments. With powerful hydrotherapy jets, soothing lighting, and thoughtful design, every soak melts the day away. More relaxation, more time together, more moments to look forward to. Right now at Alpenhaus, step into your own Wellness Spa for as little as $7,995. Alpenhaus Pools and Hot Tubs, Amsterdam and Clifton Park.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
Back on Onorato and Miller, and look who it is. Seth Appert, the coach. Man, it's been a while. You're stuck with me. No Ash, sorry. But it's great to see your trajectory, the way you've just grown in coaching, obviously from Team USA to the Amherst and now with the Buffalo Sabres. Was the NHL always kind of on your radar? Like, hey, one day I want to be on an NHL bench?
No. I just wanted to coach. I love coaching. I love helping people's careers, helping them chase the best version of themselves. I could easily been in college for my whole career. But then when I was at USA, I felt I could have stayed there too. I loved that job. I loved coaching our nation's best prospects and trying to develop them. And, a couple of my good friends, especially Jeff Blashill, my closest friend, college roommate, college teammate, seeing him go through it and kind of living it with him a little bit. I think that's where you started to open your mind a little bit. Then coaching at the men's worlds as an assistant coach a couple times, you realize that the NHL it's a better version of where you're coaching, but it's similar. They players want help. They want information. They want information that can make them a better player. And so that's probably where I started thinking about it for the first time.
All right. For people who, and I've been in New York enough of my life, although I'm not from New York, being in upstate as long as I have been, and having been to Buffalo plenty of times for Sabres games back when it was like Brian Campbell and Ryan Miller, understanding the drought and now the success that wasn't overnight. We'll get to that in a second here, but just take me inside the building on a playoff night with those fans. What is that like?
It's insane right now. It's absolutely electric. You can hear the fans outside in the plaza from inside our war room as our coaches. And you can feel like game one against Boston when we scored 3 late, to come back and win it. You could feel it shaking on the bench. And so, we have unbelievable hockey fans in Western New York. And they never went away. They're just rightfully frustrated and down from the 14 years of despair. So it was our job to earn back their trust. And this group has done a really good job of doing that. And you can see the fruits of it right now.
Okay, what has turned here? When did you know, like, okay, we've got something this year that's different, special? You put kind of the adjective on it for me.
Yeah, it's hard to pinpoint it. Although I'll go back, like when Kevin Adams hired me to coach in Rochester, knowing we were going to go into a rebuild and we were going to trade pieces and get younger, and Rochester was going to be flooded with a bunch of 18, 19, and 20-year-olds. A lot of people said to me, why would you want to go work there? The Sabres are this, they're that, they can't win, they're a bad organization. And none of that's true. And I was excited about it. I was like, well, why would I want to go somewhere that I've already done it? Like, what if we could be part of the solution? And I knew how important Rochester was going to be to that solution, developing players. I had a blast my 4 years in Rochester, and then getting the privilege to come up and work with Lindy Ruff, one of the greatest coaches in our game of all time, and even a better human being. And so, I think it's been just this long journey. And now with Lindy, everybody's like, well, it just turned like this. And we're like, no, it didn't. It was a year and a half of chipping away at culture, at the off ice, at the on ice, at the leadership, at growing us up both on and off the ice. And eventually we felt we were playing good hockey earlier. I think some injuries derailed a better start to the season. Josh Norris was out. Yuri Kulik was out. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen was out. And as we started to get more whole again, health-wise, we started to see a jump, and then we got on that winning streak, and our team gained confidence from that.
And there's also something to be said, isn't there, Seth, about like there are a couple of number 1 overall picks on this roster, and sticking with those guys, believing they fit in the future somewhere, and they're both defensemen, which says a lot too here.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that goes both ways, though. I think that especially Dahlin and Thompson also stuck with us. There's a lot of people that players that wanted out, and rightfully so. I can't speak to things that happened before I got here. But I know that Tage Thompson, Rasmus Dahlin, and the guys in that room now, They wanted to be part of the solution. They wanted to be the guys that turned this thing around. They didn't want to be the guys that left and figured it out somewhere else. And it's a real credit to the organization for sticking by our guys, but probably even more so our guys sticking with the organization.
What do you know about Tage Thompson that maybe the rest of America is just figuring out from the Olympics? What do you see day to day where he burst on the scene, certainly in Italy for a lot of just casual fans, but you've known it?
Inner drive and belief. He has this inner drive and work ethic. He crushed our fitness testing. He won our fitness testing. So, when one of your best players, him and Dulles, are top of the chart for us, when they're also at the top in terms of your work ethic and your training and your practice and those things, well, then you really have a chance to team. So his inner drive to go from being a taxi squad player 5-6 years ago to being an Olympian and a star on a winning team. Then the belief in himself that he is going to get to that spot. So those two things in him have allowed him to achieve a level that probably a lot of people didn't think he'd get to.
Because of the energy of the fan base, which you've talked about, there kind of becomes like that immediate expectation. How is a staff, do you have to, as a staff, temper that in any way in the locker room with the guys, knowing the buzz outside is so loud? Or is it like, hey, it's been a long time, let's enjoy this and live up to whatever our potential is? How do you deal with that as a staff?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more let's ride this wave. And really some of that is this run of good hockey, of winning hockey that we've been on since December. Some of it's the fans and the excitement and all of that. And you need to put that aside at times and stay focused on the task at hand. But I do think when you're on a run, both emotionally and from a playing perspective, you want to ride it as long as you can. And there's resets in there, and we've had a few. We've lost a game or two and went through a week where we struggled, lost a couple games to the Bruins. There's moments that, Lindy, and we've had to reset. And fortunately, the guys have been able to reset very quickly and get back to our game and continue to play the winning hockey we've been playing for so long now.
Looking at the shirt, and I'm seeing the cup on your shirt. What is this like for you?
It's been fun. New York has been a huge part of my career. 11 years at RPI, and I upstate New York. I recruited a bunch of kids from Western New York. I had captains from Buffalo and Rochester and places like that. And then I spent 4 years with the Amherst and now 2 more with the Sabres. So, 17 years of my coaching career has been spent upstate and Western New York. And I think they're the best people in the world. It's a Midwestern type of feel to our area. Great people. They care about each other. They care about the team. And so it's just been really fun to get to this point. We've got a lot of work to do. We got a long way to go. But to get to do this here, to get to do this in the organization that first gave me a crack at the professional level has been really rewarding. We just want to keep going with it.
Our guy, Jeff Buchlik, can get his own tickets. He doesn't bother you for tickets, does he, out in Buffalo?
He's above my pay grade in tickets. Buchlik is I think he goes right to vice presidential level. He just bypasses me and waves to me from the suite. But it's been fun. One of my great friends in Albany, who's up in Saratoga, Jeff, and it's been fun being with his hometown team now and getting a chance to reconnect.
All right, I don't see you as one of these guys, but having been in Rochester and now in Buffalo, garbage plates, I don't see you housing a bunch of wings. How have you embraced a little bit of the food culture?
I don't love garbage plates. I got to admit it. I've had them. I didn't love them. Loved a few great restaurants on Park Avenue in Rochester and loved my time there, but garbage plates weren't for me. The wings here are unbelievable. There's so many great spots. It's hard to pinpoint one, but if I had to pick one, I'd pick Adolph's in the old First Ward. That is a nice little dive bar restaurant, great place, great people, and tremendous wings.
All right, I wasn't even going to go clickbait on you there, making you pick one spot, but you clearly have an allegiance. I can appreciate that. Okay, rest of the series here. Now, great start. We talked off-camera. Power play going a little bit in game one changes everything for any team, not just you guys. How are we feeling about the matchup with Montreal?
It's a tough matchup. I mean, they're a great team. There's only 8 teams in the world left at this level, so everybody you play is a Stanley Cup contender now. They have weapons throughout their lineup. That first line, the Suzuki, Caulfield, Slafkovsky line is fabulous. Hudson and Dobson on D. And Dobesh has been really good in net. We're going to have to continue to get traffic on him. We did a good job of that last night, but he was fabulous in that Tampa Bay series. So it's a coin flip matchup. We believe in who we are. They believe in who they are. Both are great teams with a lot of strengths. And it's probably going to come down to, who can impose their style and their will on the other for a 7-game series.
Some snapshots already from this postseason. Josh Allen pounding a beer with the Alex Tuck jersey. The O Canada jump in by the crowd when the mic wasn't working. I mean, there's, I don't know, some special stuff. Already a couple of them here on top of the wins. But I know, as you said, long way to go. But you're in it. This team feels special, and we're rooting for it for sure. Seth, man, it's so good to see you, to hear your voice. And the hair is still on point, man.
A little more gray.
Well,
like double the games in pro hockey means double the gray hair. But no, Chris, it's great to see you. I have nothing but great memories of time with you, time in Albany, and my time at RPI.
Hope the family's well, Seth. Thanks for giving us the time, man. I know it's been a while. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
Maybe this journey you're on has a purpose much greater than yourself. A purpose that goes beyond the field, the court, the gym. A crown awaits those who never give up. It's your time to dream again, to claim victory, and rise up. So what are you waiting for? It's time to rise. Claim your crown.
Grab the family and get on the water in style with a Barletta pontoon featuring the power of a Mercury outboard motor. You'll be slicing through the waves with a smoother, quieter ride, leaving you to relax and soak up the sun. Whether you're cruising with a family or tubing and skiing, Barletta and Mercury will give you the best ride on the lake. With their unmatched reliability and refined performance, Barletta and Mercury won't let anything hold you back from having a summer you'll never forget. So don't wait. Stop by Alpen House Boats and start your next adventure today. Check out our great selection on Route 30 in Amsterdam and online at alpenhouseboats.com.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpen House.
Out on the patio now with our buddy Mark Mulholland ahead of an incredibly important day, as every Mother's Day is, but now 14 years strong with the Kelly's Angels 5K. If you aren't yet signed up, kellysangelsinc.org to get all that information. Of course, you want to check the weather. You can sign up almost last minute, but make sure you go and do that before the end of the week to sign up for this 5K at the Saratoga Spa State Park. 14 years.
14 years.
I know we celebrated 15 years with the gala back in October, and now this obviously followed very soon after. It's really your marquee event.
It is. It is our signature annual event. Good to see you, Chris. Good to see you, Caitlin. And you guys apparently get up this early every day, so I admire and respect that. And it's good to be on the
You
patio.
do too. You just may not be in a suit.
You're right.
We see your emails.
You do hear from me early morning,
We
don't
see
you?
your posts on Facebook.
Yes, I get up early as well, but it's great to be here, and we're looking forward to our 14th annual. It's hard to believe that it's been 14 years of doing this run now. You guys may recall we called it Run Like a Mother the first year, and people loved that. That resonated with people. Not many people saw it, not many people attended because we were just figuring things out, but we were reached by a company, I think they were in California, and said, hey, we love that you chose Run Like a Mother for the name, but we own that name, so you can't use it. So we had to change it, and we came up with the Mother Lovin' 5K, and that has resonated as well. You know, it's on Mother's Day. It's a day to honor moms. It's a day to celebrate. It's also a day to recognize and reflect on all the losses and sort of remember who we've lost. We've all lost. You've lost, I've lost. We all have, unfortunately, and a lot of it is related to cancer, and that's what our organization, Kelly's Angels, is rooted in.
couple of years ago, Mark, you and I stood not too far from the Orenda Pavilion, and you told me then, we can do more. We can help more people. We want people to reach out to us. What does it say about Kelly's lasting impact, your place in this community, and also now your kids' involvement that has made this organization what it is?
I think it all goes back to, I remember that conversation, yeah, Chris, and I think it all goes back to this community, though, because if the community doesn't embrace this cause, Kelly's Angels isn't what it is. We're approaching now, I think this year, we will have given out our little, all grassroots, all volunteer charity with virtually no overhead, no expenses, no paid staff. We will have given out about $1 million already.
Wow.
It started in my family room in Wilton. I had no idea of that. But it's all about the community embracing the cause, because we can all relate. We've all suffered loss. We all want to see some brightness brought to the lives of people who have suffered a loss, especially children. I know you were young when you lost your mom, so you can empathize and relate with that. So many of us have endured loss. You know, we persevere, we move on, we try to make the best of things, and that's what Kelly's Angels is all about, helping to make the best of a bad situation.
Yeah, and it's truly incredible to be a part of it. Last year was my first time attending, and I shared with you before, Mother's Day is one of my least favorite days of the year. I would say probably the worst day of the year for me. And until last year, I never really felt like there was really a good way to honor my mom or to just celebrate her. And last year really changed Mother's Day for me. And I truly mean that. Like now looking forward to it every year, coming to the event, being with other people, hanging out with Chris and Ashley, right? Watching people participate in this 5K, all for such a great cause.
I'm so happy to hear that, Caitlin. I'm so happy to hear that, because that's what it was when my children were little. You know, Connor was 7, McKenna was 5 when they lost Kelly, just like you.
And my mother's name was Kelly too.
Kelly, yes, which is amazing, right? So I wanted a way, selfishly, it didn't have to be such a somber, solemn, sad day, because we'd still do those things. I've mentioned this before. We still go to the cemetery after the run. After we've torn down and picked up, it's our tradition to go to the cemetery to launch balloons and to thank Kelly, to thank her for bringing a couple thousand people together, people like yourself who are given an opportunity to not just be sad, but to celebrate all you had, all that was there. So I appreciate you taking part, and I love hearing from others like that who say, hey, it used to be a sad day for me, but now I can come and there's this great celebration in the state park.
And while I shed a few tears, right? Like that's okay.
Yes, of course it is.
There's so much more to do. There's obviously all the raffles you have going on and the music. So much for people to
Right, it's a great reminder. You don't have to run.
No,
you don't have to walk. You can go and just, as Mark and Caitlin have said so many times, celebrate our mothers, celebrate the memories of our mothers, if that's the case. And it is such a great sense of community that happens at the Mother Lovin' 5K. Again, it's kellysangelsinc.org to get all of that information. The numbers astound me, Mark. I mean, I know you're going to be modest and push it off to, hey, it's the community, or maybe it's the work that you have taken up here in Kelly's memory. And I remember you saying to us, you never move on, you move forward.
Right.
How has this helped you heal, the organization as a whole?
I think personally, I take great satisfaction and gratification when I see people gathered in the state park on Mother's Day. People like Caitlin, who say to me that, until I've attended this event, Mother's Day was a terrible, awful, sad day for me. But when I hear stories like Caitlin's that people say, hey, no, I get this. This can be a celebration of what we had. It doesn't have to be sadness over what we lost. And on that point, we do try to make it a celebration.
Yep.
We've got music cranking. We've got Carrie Alonso singing the national anthem. She's fantastic. And all the food. It's the only 5K in the capital region, maybe the only 5K in the country where you can gain weight.
Right.
I mean, we've got Westie's Donuts, we've got Saratoga Gelato, we've got King Dairy Chocolate Milk, we've got stacked pancakes. People do gain weight at our 5K, so if you don't want to walk, don't want to run, just come and enjoy yourself, because it's a great time. But that's the satisfaction of seeing the smiling faces on Sunday in the Spa State Park, that makes it all the work worthwhile. And it's an all volunteer board. It's not just me. It's people who are dedicated to the cause, dedicated to bringing smiles to the faces of children and families who have lost or are enduring Terrible grief.
And we know Hoffman Car Wash is such a big supporter of Kelly's Angels as well. And if you do happen to be a competitive runner, we will have a new champ this year, because as you've reported, Anthony Cesaro cannot run. He's competing in college for Binghamton. So if you're not yet signed up and I could win this thing, here's your chance.
I'm thinking we're going to get a few people, because they were concerned. You know, the elite runners that we get a handful of elite runners. They said, Anthony, I don't know if I can beat those young legs, 16, 17 years old, won 3 years in a row, won for his mom too, which was an incredibly poignant story and heartwarming story when he won for his mom. He won for his mom as she was dying, then he won for his mom as she had passed, and he looked to the heavens to say, this is for you, Mom. So he won't be able to be with us this year, so there is an opportunity to win. We should tell you, though, it's not the most competitive, or at least I don't think it's the most competitive, because we have more walkers than runners. We do. More people want to walk. They just want to walk in the park and be part of it, so we welcome that. You don't have to be a competitor. It's called the 5K. But think of it as a walk.
And there's a tough hill.
There is at the end, right? You got to hold it. Yes.
Can't you cheat and run through the woods?
You could. You could. Yes, you certainly could. But I think.
And what do I say?
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
There it is.
Is that a repeat?
That's what he many times. But
oh, that's awesome.
Awesome. Really looking forward to it on Sunday.
Thanks, Caitlin. Yeah. Thanks, Chris.
Maybe this journey you're on has a purpose much greater than yourself. A purpose that goes beyond the field, the court, the gym. A crown awaits those who never give up. It's your time to dream again, to claim victory, and rise up. So what are you waiting for? It's time to rise. Claim your crown.
You can feel it starting. Longer days, warmer nights, and you're already thinking about that first trip. Just pack up, hit the road, and see where it takes you. The best memories aren't planned, they just happen. So when the season kicks off, we'll make sure you're ready. During our spring camping kickoff, bring home a brand new travel trailer for only $127 a month.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by House.
Always so good to talk with our guy, Mark Mulholland. Again, that Mother Lovin' 5K. Mother's Day morning, Saratoga Spa State Park. And really fun to see Seth Appert, now the assistant coach for the Buffalo Sabres, after he went from RPI to Team USA to the Rochester Amerks of the AHL, and now on a playoff Sabres bench. Really, really cool. Fun show. Top of the show, we told you about Aaron Rodgers likely returning to the Pittsburgh Steelers for another season. So there's that. Just when you think, oh, what's going on in the NFL? There's always something happening with the NFL. Hope you all have a great weekend. Celebrate Mom. Remember the mothers we've lost, or the mothers who never got to be what they wanted to. Thanks for watching Onorato and Miller, everybody. We'll see you next week.